As long as people think Bitcoin is money or a financial asset, then you've got a world full of people in the finance industry, and they make a living going through a set of very inefficient motions that are no longer necessary or relevant. And so it's very difficult for people to think themselves out of a job, right? It's against human nature, right? So if you make a lot of money by doing something which has just been digitally transformed away, then it's not in your best interest to figure it out. And everybody generally has a set of natural biases. So it's easier for an outsider with no vested interest, no skin in the game, to walk in, because they're not looking at deconstructing their life's work. That's why, oftentimes, it's an outsider like Tesla that walks into the auto industry, or if you're an architect and you've made your name by creating masonry structures for 30 years, and then steel comes along, your first reaction is, that's ugly, it'll be dangerous, it's probably going to kill somebody. Yeah, it's very easy to come up with a lot of reasons to dismiss it, and it's aligned with your economic interest, and it's also aligned with your information set. And if it takes you 100 hours to figure out that you can do a new type of building, and then if you're going to have to go through a decade of risk and uncertainty if you enter into that business, it's pretty difficult for the incumbents. So most of the incumbents that reject this, they have a vested interest and an economic interest in not embracing it. Like I fully expect, Bitcoin will be doing its Bitcoin thing in the year 2140 when it stops issuing coins to miners, and I don't know why it wouldn't be doing the same thing and affecting the protocol in 2240 and 2340 and 2440. So I think that there are interesting things to be built on top of it, but they're much better built on top of like a Lightning protocol where Bitcoin is the gas. Can I say one more thing, by the way?
Yeah.
There is a lot of confusion in the entire crypto community about what I mean when I say digital energy and whether Bitcoin is digital energy. And you just see people trolling me all the time saying, it's not energy, blah, blah, blah. You don't understand. And I don't really want to get in debates on Twitter, right? Because you're not going to change somebody's mind about some deep idea in 280 characters. So you just go irritate people. But I think it's worthwhile just for us to focus upon this issue of what does it mean to be digital. When I think of and refer to Bitcoin as digital energy, what I mean is you can literally transform any form of energy, and people need to think more broadly. Oil is energy, natural gas is energy, electricity is energy, money is energy, euros, yen, won are energy, food is energy, work is energy, water in a dam upstream is energy. They're all energy. And you transform them into different types of energy. Eventually, you'll probably flip through a political energy we call fiat currency, and then you'll convert that. These are heat exchanges or energy exchanges, right? Mm-hmm. You're just transforming one type of energy to another. What is vibration? Vibration literally is the transformation of energy from one form to another form, right? Like pendulum, this is potential energy, this is kinetic energy. Potential, kinetic. It's continually with a sine wave vibrating, just like that guitar is vibrating. Potential energy to kinetic energy. When you're vibrating energy between the dollar and the Bitcoin and back to the dollar and into electricity and back to the Bitcoin, you're just vibrating it, and you've got a little bit of energy loss, but not that much. And if there's not very much energy loss, you get a resonating frequency. You strike something and it'll actually hum, right, forever, right, a long, long time. Yeah, you could definitely characterize it as a virus, and you could characterize it as something more sophisticated than a virus too, depending upon your sentiments. But it definitely does. It does have the elements of a life form that is evolving, and as you attach other applications to it. Right, the miners are an instantiation of Bitcoin, and they move almost like specialized cells, right? and Bitcoin hodlers are another form of Bitcoin, and Bitcoin exchanges are another form, and then Bitcoin applications are another form, and as you build layers of applications on top, right, they're all life forms, different cells, different organisms, and they're living and they're dying, they're coming and they're going all the time, right?
And it becomes more complex.
So it is one of the great viral technologies, truly viral. And you could characterize it and think of it as life in cyberspace. It is cyber life. It's like all these creatures, right? You've got a relationship with a Bitcoin miner in a country you've never been to that you'll never meet, and yet they're part of the system. Sometimes I think of Bitcoin miners as the skin, just like your skin is part of your immune system.
Mm.
It's like if you scrape some off, it hurts bad, but it's the first line of defense. Mm-hmm. So, a Bitcoin miner will get attacked by this nation state, or they'll get their electricity jacked up by that one. That's not unlike you putting your hand on a hot stove.
Mm-hmm.
The power company doubled the cost of my electricity. It's like, I touched a hot stove, it hurt.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to do next? You're going to go find a power company you can trust. Well, I was minding my own business, and an earthquake hit, and and the skillet fell off the stove and burned me. Well, it's just accident, nothing you could do about it.
Yeah.
What's the solution? Well, the human race has got more than one person in the kitchen at any given time. So hopefully not all of us, get hit by the earthquake in the same place, We're decentralized and life goes on. The real point of a paradigm shift is it's so profound you didn't expect, like the earth is not the center of the universe, right? It's like so profound that that you didn't know to ask the question.
Yeah.
And if you look at this, right, it's a paradigm shift for economists because they didn't really think about what money is, right? You can make a reasonable argument that 95% of economists don't know what money is. They study their entire life, they just don't know what it is. They never think of it as energy or economic energy, and they don't think that physics or thermodynamics apply, and so they're not expecting it to be that, and they don't think they're a hard science.
I have bad news for you. If you're not rich by now, you're screwed. And if you're in debt, you're even double screwed. How so, you might wonder? Well, the sad truth is that you're working your whole life to make someone else rich. The mega corporations, the banks, the politicians, everyone is getting richer. They get your money. And what is even worse, they get your time, they get your life. You are not even in a rat race, you're in a financial prison. But what could a solution for you look like? Honestly, I don't know, but I know what a solution for me would look like. It's very simple. I use whatever money I have and I multiply it with 1,000. This could make my life much easier and probably yours as well. If you have $1,000 available and multiply this with 1,000, I believe that this could solve some financial issue for the one or the other. Of course, if you're ugly, you would have to multiply it with much more than 1,000. My name is Marco Stan, and this is what I decided to do. I decided to 1000x my money. This is not a joke. I know what you may be thinking. What is this guy talking about? How should this work? This is not possible. Well, I made a detailed video where I laid out my plan. And some clever folks might even want to look at this plan and copy it and do exactly what I do. This is just a little hint on the side. You have two options. You leave, you forget what you have seen. You do whatever you're doing and you hope that somehow you get some other results. Good luck with that. Or you click the link below the video. You enter your email address because I'm not showing this to everybody. You at least watch my video on how I plan to 1000x my money. The choice is yours. Make the right choice. Join me. See what a different future you could have. See at least how I plan to do the 1000x. So click on the link below, enter your email address, and I see you on the other side. Your Marco Stan.